Hope you're having a one of those moments where you're looking at the market, you're not capitulating because you're a trade talk enjoyer, and you were marked safe from such a catastrophic correction in the market. But it's not a catastrophic correction when it's literally been told back and forth on this program for the last 6, 7 months, and we're going to dissect why the last 6 months or so, now going on our 7th and 8th months, where you really could have prepared for this. And we sure as heck did that for our people. But as always, we're going to play a couple songs. We're going to vibe out. We made a bunch of Suno, Novex music. So check us out. Madam Clutch made a couple of these. So first we're going to, let's see, which one are we going to play? We haven't played this one in a while. We're going to play Clutch in the Pines, baby. And then a couple songs, 10 minutes of music. Vibe out, grab your coffees, do what you got to do, get your charts right, go to Novex.finance and get ready, baby.
Deep in the pines, no Wi-Fi, just vines. Charts spread out, Fibonacci designs. CME gaps like ghosts in the mist. Candles burn slow, every wick got a twist. Solitude, silence, he carves out the play. Bear bully dances, no steps go astray. Alpha moves sharp like a hawk on the prowl. Numbers don't lie, he's the wolf with the howl. Clutch in the shadows, move so divine. Forest in the market, both intertwined. Catching that green while the trees sway fine. Legend on the charts, his name's a shrine. Heard the wind whisper, shorted along. Wrote a sonnet and leverage a charting song. Green candles sprout like moss on the bark. Red candles drip like blood after dark. Hedge fund whispers, they envy his grit. Trend lines obey when his cursor's lit. No discord noise, just the owl's debate. He swings like a pendulum, never too late. Monotone scatter, his trades leave a trace. Charts in his mind, no screen to replace. Cold air bites, but the profits stay warm. Market storms rage, he thrives in a swarm.
Yeah. Yeah. Late night, glare off the glass on the screen light. Wallet on sync and it feels right. Keys in my palm, I don't need mic, I need math. Feed from the stream like a bloodline. Order books open like a skyline. Every little tick got a story, let the chart shine. Click once, root through a mesh, not a main line. Peer to the pier, cut the waistline. Carved out fees, keep the steak, lead a thin rhyme. We built brick by brick, but it's cold blocks. Nobody knows, see the flow lock. Old doors closed, we just walk through the roadblocks. Novex on my mind when the blocks flip. Whole crowd plugged in when the clocks tick. New world in the cold, let the lock slip. Yeah, we trade that trust for the trustless. Hands up for the ones who were boxed in. Now the gate wide open, we are logged in. No vex in the air when the charts slip. Yeah, we trade that trust for the trustless. Fresh start, I don't ask who's behind that. I just see proof where the time at. Stamped on chain, let the facts do the combat. Street smart, numbers in my head like a drum line. Split second fills on the front line. Spread so tight, feel the slip on a flat line. Zoom out, you can see trends, not the scared talk. Every big shift start with small chalk. New rails laid where the slow trains deadlocked. I see kids in a room with a screen glow. Running test nets like it's free throw. Lines of code looped up, that's the cheat code. Novex on my mind when the blocks flip. Whole crowd plugged in when the clocks tick. New world in the cold, let the locks slip. Yeah, we trade that trust for the trustless. Hands up for the ones who were boxed in. Now the gate wide open, we are locked in. No vex in the air when the charts slip. Yeah, we trade that trust for the trustless. From the floor to the chain, we connected. From the dream to the screen, that's progression. Every node, every soul, that's a section of a bigger kind of net. Not a prison, that's a blessing. From the racks in the back to the phone tap. From the facts, from the lag to the fast track. When the crowd on the rails, you can't hold back. Whole globe in the flow, let it snap back. Yeah. New day, All of these graphs like a mural. Color in the wrist, keep the cure full. Step through the noise, let the clear cut the hollow. We don't wait for a desk or a phone call. One swipe sign and the stones fall. Old tall walls feel small when the cold tall. Look close, you can see hearts in the hash rate. Little green dots on the map shape. Everyone posts like a drum in a jazz break. We hear bright eyes, never mind what the fear say. Every rough chart had a clear day. Every drawn line was a guess to the play. Novex on my mind when the block slip. Whole crowd plugged in when the clocks tick. New world in the cold, let the locks slip. Yeah, we trade that trust for the trustless. Hands up for the ones who were boxed in. Now the gate wide open, we are locked in. No vex in the air when the charge slip. Yeah, we trade that trust for the trustless. Blocks of color, living stream. Every wallet, every dream, plug into the same bright beam. Orders in the air, I can feel the ledger sweat. Every number, every share stays exactly how you care. From the cold night staring at a chart alone, to 1,000 voices on a single note. I was chasing signals on a borrowed road. Now the keys sit heavy in my private code. This is Novex, I own my move. On-chain heart with something to prove. Cross-chain doors, I'm breaking through. I choose my risk, I ride my truth. This is Novex, I hold my faith. Set my price, I calibrate. Future in my hands, I won't hesitate. Novex, I elevate. Every spread laid crystal here. No more shadows, no more fear. Just the math and people near. Swapping worlds in one bridge of market, tap and done. Every cycle, every run feels like standing in the sun. Used to chase a rumor in a flashing light. Now I read the pattern in the chain by night. If the rules bend, we can make them right. Every wallet is a signal in a shared new ride. This is Novex, I own my move. On-chain heart with something to prove. Cross-chain doors, I'm breaking through. I choose my risk, I ride my truth. This is Novex, I hold my faith. Set my price, I calibrate. The future in my hands, I won't hesitate. Novex, I elevate.
should have played the Titanic song for y'all, but I don't know if Restream would allow this. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Toyota and Ramen. It doesn't matter what you think, it matters what you should know. And what I know is that 7.55% does not feel good to most. But to some, man, this is a big deal. This is the deal. This is Straight Talk, where the breaking news are, oh crap, we were right. Man, psych! We get to buy better. We get to short better. We get to do so much better because we understand we're not going to chase FOMO. FOMitis has really been detrimental to the ecosystem. I remember Andrew, he's an OG, he's class of 17, I'm class of 19. And I've had to stop him from capitulating on a couple FOMitis plays, probably him on me more so than that. But he stopped me from buying JPEGs. That was one of the times he stopped me from FOMitis. It was such a deadly one. I was already so down bad on NFTs, but I was up good everywhere else that it didn't feel like it mattered. And he made me realize how stupid of a take that was. And I thanked him for that. And he's been around and he's been part of this journey where I said, dude, I'm going to learn trading. And you celebrate cycle bottoms and cycle tops because of the opportunity it creates. So I hope that you guys understand the value of Novex. Novex.finance. You guys got the QR code here. Scan it, create account. We now have a live code, ref code. When you log in, it's going to be Novex. Now, it still links to the dev wallet. Everything is the same, but here's why we're doing that. If you're a show enjoyer, we want to really track how many people actually sign up with that QR code. We are going to do special competitions. We're going to just start doing a lot of different things because the market has now led itself to the point where you're going to need people to be around to keep your sanity, to keep your head straight, to keep the TA flowing, to keep the fundamentals, to keep the topics, what's happening. We survived previous bear markets, Andrew and I, by always being in the know. And now that we're in the charts, now that we focused on trading, life has just truly become revolving around breaking news, financial news, world temperature, political news. And it has really helped paint the picture of missing gaps in charts and how we're going to get there. So, anyways, man, this is a special show simply because it's just one of those moments where you realize that you did not hurt many people. We get 2, 3, 4,000 listeners per stream. We're around 6 to 700K unique listeners on our show and stream throughout the year. And you always wonder, man, am I stopping people from enjoying golden run like moments? And it's a tough thing to come on here on recorded streams, recorded spaces, and really give it to y'all in a way that is so unique because the truth is hard to find. And the truth in the charts is really important. And that's what we want to focus on. So, hey, enough is enough. I never just go on these crazy long rants, hermit-like rants to start. But this was an important one because 7.55 has never hurt so good. I now can buy Solana at a fabulous price. Bitcoin is still disrespectful, holding on to 70K. How dare it? But I get dude, I was on a space last night and Polygon was at 11 cents. What's it at now? Oh, man, Andrew, take the mic away because I won't shut up. Bro, this is insane. The total market cap of crypto has entered a new low. We're at 2.47 trillion, man. The fear is not where I think we're going to head to. It's at 14. It is a very interesting time in the frickin' market. But thank you for stopping me from capitulating on Fomitis that would have hurt me with JPEGs. I learned trading because of that. So in return, I think we're even now. You stopped me there. I've stopped people from capitulating on buying these places that would have made them feel pretty bad about themselves right now if they went full broke for broke. And we've had people with six figures, seven figures ready to fire, dude. And I know I stopped the right people, and that's what matters.
No, I know, right? And it's funny seeing the influencers on the timeline. And I'm gonna throw a little shade at your girl Amy Street the other day on that little bitty pump we got. She was posted about, oh, this is the time to get in Salada, and I commented, hey, this post makes me want to short, and she's like, that's because you're a perma bear, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a perma bear. I was bullish all the way up until around inauguration time when Clutch was like, yeah, everything's signaling over, and we've been shorting every pump since. So just we're bearish. I've never felt like we are causing people to miss out because we're not saying, hey, crypto's over, walk away. We're saying, hey, buying and holding ain't the way right now. And if you want to create profits, you're going to have to be savvy. And the way to do that is and right, the level of savviness changes on based on your skill point. But I mean, regardless, anybody that was considering buying, if they opened up just a 1x leverage short and wrote it down, they're happy, right? So like that I guess that's the thing. Like nobody truly misses out, or people miss out, but if you miss out, it's your own doing. If you're not buying because it's bearish or somebody told you it's bearish, well, like, man, open the short up, right? Even a 1x short, you're getting the same profits on the way back. Maybe you get a little scrappy and open a 2-3x short. We'll talk some degenerate stuff, but guys, we'll talk more about that today. And that's really kind of highlighting what I want to get into today. But guys, this is Trade Talk. If this is your first time here, welcome. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. This goes out to Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Kick, Rumble, everywhere. So where you're tuning in from, make sure you like, subscribe, repost, hit the comments, say what's up, ask us what you want to learn, tell us what you want to learn, so we can start highlighting that stuff. But you don't want to miss these, because guys, these episodes are where all the profits go down at. We have some downtime, right? Because we do a lot of trading. We stream some poker. I got a poker stream for my personal tournament going tonight. Clutch is going tomorrow. So we stream poker, we stream video games, I stream some chess. But on these Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows, it's all about getting to the money. So that's what we do here. So just so you guys know, this goes down, we do a quick check-in question just to hear from everybody real quick, usually to stay ahead of the markets and all that good stuff. Then we throw it over to Clutch. He takes a look at the charts. He let us know what he's seeing. He calls a range for the next couple of days. He calls a direction for the next couple of days, and then he tries to call a trade of the show. But guys, let me throw out my my check-in question for the day, and then I'll tell everybody a little bit about Novex, and we'll go ahead. But today's check-in question is kind of simple, but I think sometimes it's important to get back to basics and even just the basics of where we are in the markets. I was talking to somebody this morning that's a crypto newbie. My specialty is onboarding normies to crypto. And, like I was giving them some just, basic advice for a person that owns no crypto, but kind of wants to just start getting involved in the space, So like, how do you tell them, right now in bearish time? So that's kind of my check-in question for today. If somebody new to crypto with zero experience, doesn't know anything, but they just want to get involved in the space and trying to make some money, what's your advice to them? What are you telling people? So I'm curious about that, man. I think it would be good for all the beginners we direct to the show, and then also for us just to kind of keep us in a base of reality of where we're at with the market and everything. But guys, let me tell you about Novex real quick. So Novex is the people's exchange. It was built by traders for traders. Me, Clutch, Ghost, work doing had collabs with the big exchanges and crypto, a bunch of them. And with those exchanges, there was a bunch of stuff we liked, and there was a ton of stuff we didn't. One of the biggest things being that we all know the reality of crypto, not your keys, not your cheese. So that's why we've always been bullish on decentralized exchange. When we started Novex, we took everything we liked from the major exchanges we worked with, threw out everything else we didn't, and brought that to Novex to build the exchange by traders for traders. So there's a couple really awesome things in Novex as far as the features go, being able to trade everything from crypto to gold and silver, S&P 500, all that good stuff, S&P 100, and but the one thing that I think is particularly unique to Novex is it's the only platform I know traders as a whole are profitable, and that's unheard of. We work with a bunch of platforms, and this is the only one that I know that the traders are profitable. And that's why you want to make sure you post this trade talk, because that's how we help keep everybody profitable, showing up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So like I said, make sure you're following along and reposting. But more importantly, make sure you jump in the Telegram, regardless of where you're listening from. Jump in the Telegram, because that's where the real alpha flows. That's where we really make sure everybody has the handhold and they need to be a profitable trader. So I'm in there dropping alpha clutches, in there dropping trades, and Ghost drops every single trade. Every time he enters a trade, he'll let you know. Every time he trims some profit, he'll let you know. Every time he trims a stop loss, he lets you know. And it's commendable for anybody to trade that transparently. But that's why our traders win, because they get all the hand holding they need to make it and run a bag with us. So guys, make sure you're following, but most importantly, up in the Telegram, and obviously create a Novex, put these trades in on Novex, because we're going to run it up, and we're going to have some cool stuff going. You're going to need the Novex to get involved in the cool stuff. But let's go ahead and get into it today, man. I want to hear what you guys are thinking, how you guys are on board, and normies, the crypto at this point. The normies that are asking, I think, are the ones we want to save. But
I think we lost Andrew,
Yeah, we lost
but
Andrews.
I did hear his checking question, right? I think he's back.
He's back.
randomly dropped. That was weird. But
Hmm.
but yeah, let's throw it over to Kua. We got Kua talking now, man. What's your advice to somebody just 100% fresh to crypto? How you tell them to start off?
Hey, GM. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of ways. Maybe I'll uh, bring up two ways that I've been doing it. One way is to find what connects with them. I remember back then with my coworker, he was trying to look for a phone for her daughter that's free. He was trying to find something, and during that time, Helium was big. It was all free. I mean, it's still free now, but it was better that during that time. So I got him into it because of that. I told him, "Oh, this is free, and just download this app." And then from there, I kind of explained to him, "Oh, you need a wallet," and then he's like, What's a wallet?" And then from that conversation, I was able to kind of bring him in, and now he is still using that Helium phone for his daughter. And then I also was able to, get him into Bitcoin, because I told him, "Oh, you can also," which also works for most people that I've been talking to in getting into Bitcoin, in the sense that it's an investment for the future. And I tell them, you don't need to put big amounts of money. You can put like $5 a day if you want. And they're like, "Oh, how does that work?" And all that. And then I kind of explain, yeah, because if you're not actively trading, or you just want to invest, and this is something that you should invest in, because it will be something that will be big in the future. And most of them do it, because when you tell them it's like $5 a day, or even $20 a week, it's like, I tell them that's like do you go to Starbucks and buy a coffee every day? I'm telling them, just instead of buying a coffee, just put your $5 to a DCA, or I give them an app. Cash App does that. I think Coinbase also does that, but that it does it automatically for you. And and then at some point, when every time I see Bitcoin go up, I tell, "Hey, look at your wallet," or whatever, and then they, "Oh." they're surprised and then they're happy. And then so far they stay. It's like try to find something that connects with them in the real world, and then that's where you open up the conversation and yeah, that will get them in. Yeah, based on my experience. So
No, that's some great alpha there as far as how to throw it at new people. And I love the fact that throwing out helium mobile, one thing that I kind of forgot about recently, hasn't crossed my mind, but I think that's a great way to get newbies involved. And it's like there's minimum investment with it, but it's actually something you use and you can earn while you use it. So like yeah, I like that. That's cool. And I think they have a cool product in general. So I love that idea, Kua. And then yeah, just to start small, like the $5 a day thing. It's very realistic. And like as you're saying it, I think it's so funny when you see all these posts, bought your house for this much or gold for this much, and you tell me just that I need to stop buying Starbucks coffee. In reality, if you idiots would have stopped buying Starbucks coffee years ago and put it in Bitcoin, you could buy as many houses as you want before. Like, and I'm guilty of that too, right? Like I wasn't buying Bitcoin, it changed, but nobody wants to hear that. But like that's just the reality of investments, dude. You put a little bit at a time into something, and you get ahead of the wave, hopefully. But great stuff there, man. I love it.
yeah, glad to share my input.
Let's let's check in with Alex across the to crypto in the UK, man. What are you telling somebody if they're fresh to crypto and want to get in the game?
I do it when I'm in the shop, man. I was like, I always ask them, do you take USDC? And when they say no, I just use one of my stablecoin cards and go blip. Yeah, you do, mate. And then they start asking me about it. It's a good tactic, and I just tell them to buy some Bitcoin and see you in 5 years and you'll be a millionaire. You know, it's that simple, man. Easy peasy.
It's that is a good and creative way to show it to the normie. Because like one question, like even people that I would expect or should be smart enough to figure it out, they're like, "Well, how do you spend it on anything? What do you do with it?" And it's like, homie, like even if I knew nothing about like the ways to move it out with cars and stuff, now I would assume that I could go to an exchange and sell it and get my US dollar back. People aren't just putting trillions of dollars into some magic internet money with no way to actually utilize that in the real world. But I do think showing them that card and being like, yeah, it's easy. I just wipe some crypto here right now. You're going to get US dollars for it, which are worth less, but good for you.
Yeah, yeah. Like yeah, every time I go to the shop, man, it's just like yeah, if they're on kind of like chat with them, and I'm just like, bang, there you go, just paid you in crypto. You didn't even know.
I like it. We all like getting paid in crypto, whether we know it or not.
This is a
Let's
recorded space.
it is a recorded space. Let's check in with Gus, man. You awake yet this morning?
I am, man. I'm definitely awake, alive and well, man. I'm feeling A1, dude. How you feeling, guys? I miss you guys, bro.
Oh man, it's good to see you. Good to hear from you. I know you've had a lot going on, and you're had a lot going on with your work and stuff. So you haven't been on the stream in a couple days, but man, good to see you. Good to hear from you. And man, I was in this, man. I know you've onboarded a ton of normies. How are you on board? What are you telling the fresh people these days when they reach out wanting to get involved?
I'm just letting them know, just run for the hill. No, I'm playing. I think this is the time of opportunity, like Clutch was saying early on, man. I think I woke up to a bunch of text messages from a couple of my friends in a group chat we're in for fantasy football. And they're just like, this is painful. If Bitcoin goes back down to $1, should we buy it? Like they're just market sentiment is completely flipped. And so this is the reminder when people approach me at these times, I know those are the ones that are getting the blessing beyond blessings because they're ultimately getting in at a different time zone. I always tell people, man, it's like depending on when you get into an industry shapes the type of person you are within that industry. My stepfather got into stocks and then the '08 crash happened. So he hates the stock market. I got into stocks 2017 through 2021, essentially, where I really went wild. And so I love the stock market. And I think with crypto, you have a lot of people this cycle that are like, this is a scam. This is such a hustle. Oh my God. And they're freaking out because it's their first cycle. But in reality, dude, it's a very cyclical game, dude. So I'm kind of excited that there's that opportunity again for people that don't know much about crypto to kind of talk to them about it, right? I think essentially where I'm going with this is just it's hard to convince people of things, right? I'm not trying to convince you to stop drinking coffee and put it in because I wouldn't even do that myself. You know, it's just so much easier said than done. But as far as like opportunity goes, it's like, listen, man, if you can put resources aside that you're not going to need anytime soon, and you can start to DCA into Bitcoin, into Solana, man, you can't tell me that that won't be a good choice in a decade from now and 5 years from now. So it's all about what your plan is. Onboarding the normal everyday person that's looking for a quick little flip, man, this ain't the time I would suggest it. No one, it's too speculative right now. But if we're talking about someone who's trying to put resources away because they're sitting on a little extra something, this is the time where you get an opportunity to let your money work for you. So I haven't had to onboard the past few days. I'm definitely going to hit up a few people and let them know this is the time, man, for sure. This is the time.
No, I like it, man, and I think you nailed it with this isn't the time for the quick flip. Like that was we had about a year and a half of that time to where memes were going crazy and you could get a couple exits pretty quick, but now it's my opinion has been shorting season and I think you could start Bitcoin. I like I said, I was talking to a guy this morning that he's fresh crypto and was just asking me what he should do or if he should buy, and I was like, hey, I always tell people is my target for the bear market's around like 50,000, 50K Bitcoin. Like that's when I'd feel comfortable being like, yeah, it's time to really start hard accumulating. But that being said, if you don't have any Bitcoin, it's probably never a bad time to start buying some Bitcoin. So, for like simple math, if I had like $1,000 that I was looking to put into Bitcoin, I might start putting like $50 a month in here. And then when we get to that 50,000 range, start putting in like 100 a month. But that way I still have some equity in it in case it goes to $1 million overnight, on some off chance. But yeah, I'm really advising people the same. You're not going to get your quick flip. I'm not really, talking about any alts. It's more, build your Bitcoin bag if you don't got one for the next 5-10 years. And then really what Kua said too, I think is the real alpha. Find ways to just kind of get active in the space, doing stuff, preferably stuff you'd already do, and earn a little crypto that way, and then most likely sell it and go back into Bitcoin. But no, good stuff, Ghost. Good stuff, everybody. Let's throw it over to Clutch, man. Clutch, you can let us know what you're telling the normies, but most importantly, let us know what you're seeing on these charts, homie. I don't think you got audio, Clutch.
I think
You might not realize it.
he's stuck on mute. Oh no.
I have been listening to this song on repeat, staring at the walls, not out the window because I couldn't afford curtains. Also not out the window because my heat got cut off because I kept longing the tops. People told me this is a great buying zone. This is the opportunity you wait for. And oh my goodness, I did it. And now I'm curled up in a ball, wondering, where did my money go? Can somebody help me? I'm lost.
I got some of it, bro. Thanks for sending me some funds.
I'm just
I was
okay.
down bad
Okay,
too.
great. That's where some went. Okay, great. So yeah, so Ghost's check cleared. All right, cool. The commission paid. Thank you for trading with Novex. Listen, guys, these are tears of joy. 7.5%. Okay, we were right. It's okay. You're fine. I'm fine. We're fine.
I thought it was WAGMI season.
The clutch token's down 60% just because. Just because. Oh man. Just simply not gonna make it, guys. Why did nobody warn me? What is this? I found this computer on my way to the park, guys, and I opened it up and it said Pumpy Dumpy. And I was scared. Okay, enough joking around. Because I can keep going. Trust me. There's no stop to this machine once it lubes up and gets going. Not that kind of lube. That's for, that's for the beach. That type of oil. That's not the Diddy parties. But anyways, guys, listen. This is bad. And yesterday I was on a call with Goes for a minute and I had him look at the Pumpy Dumpy chart. And what was crazy, I'm going to go to the monthly for y'all, okay? Because if I go to the weekly, it's freaking gross. So we're going to go to the monthly chart on Pumpy Dumpy. I counted every monthly candle that we've ever had. I went to the beginning all the way to the start, guys. Okay? The longest streak we had ever had of green Pumpy Dumpy candles was right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. During 2018 in March, right? Was so the end of the year, December, right? 2017, towards the end of the year, right? So we had that drop off. Now, you had 4 months hit a couple times in a row. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, not in a row. That's not what I meant to say. You've had 4 times hit a couple separate times. There was another one where it hit 4 right here. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it wasn't there. Where was it?
No, it's
Where was
never
it?
been 4 until you showed
No,
us.
no,
Yesterday.
no. It's even worse. No, there was 4. I just showed us a 4. The record was 4. Right here. Check it. Was just there, bro. Dang it. I said 2018. Let's go to 2018. Hold on.
I see it to the left. There's a little sliver on the EMA.
Yeah, it's because we ate that red candle and then turned green.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see this?
Mhm.
Right. So we've had 4, I believe twice. I think it hit twice, bro. 1 second. 1 second. No, whatever. 4 months in a row for a monthly candle green, lining up to becoming one of the longest lasting just bear market in the sense of there's always bull markets in the midst of bear markets in the midst of bull markets. They change, right? So just how long it lasts. You then go, because remember, green candles is bear market. Red candles, you start seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in a row was the record for a bull market. That was it. 6 and 4 were the record. Well, a few months back, and why you see me just kind of just chilling, celebrating, I usually celebrate when I don't know what to tell you next. I literally called the play months in advance, right on the wicks that happened. And now here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we don't finish this candle red, We still have obviously the rest of the month. This will make 7 months in a row the longest lasting one-sided market in the history of crypto. And it's just nasty. So for me, I drew my predictory areas of where I think we're going. We're right in the middle, damn near. One of the things that I'm looking at that's just extremely dangerous is once you have these pullbacks on breakouts, right? This zone is so important. But once you break out, you pull back and then go, right? So here's what we lost with this pump on this chart and this dump. We were here in this area yesterday. Ghost and I were talking, and I said, dude, the higher we go, the higher the pullback is going to go to, right? So, meaning we needed to start the pullback ASAP. So then we could have went here, there for a lower high, then ended up just hopefully losing the Toyota and ramen territory. And we were going to know kind of like immediately. Ghost, per that conversation, I think it's safe to say what we didn't want to happen happened. We are now in operation. How high will we go? And I want to refresh your guys' memories. So how I always look at it is this bear market here was the previous cycle we want to get to. This is what we got to measure. We attempted to break out all these times before we fully broke out. So what we measure is on the breakout attempts, you measure, the whole bar, right? So this is where I think the top can go to. That's why I drew that line. Lines up with wick. We'll probably close a solid candle in these areas, probably establish a new all-time high. The highest dominance for USDT ever, I believe, was 9.48%. Yep, 9.488%. So 9.5% plus seems to be the potential assignment. Now, this is if I just measure the breakout, right? Like this is me just measuring, from the breakout. And it goes to where? Right? 9.86%, freaking gross. But now if I measure from start, because this is the start, it broke out and confirmed that that was the trend, right? From bottom to top there, it gets much, much worse. Because from the start of the bull market to where we can go, this is where I predicted that 8 to 12%. And if you just measure the whole base, right, it's all super easy to kind of figure out what I'm talking about here. And it's all just nasty. None of it really feels good, unless you're like on the right side of it. So I'm mindful that many people are suffering because they bought thinking it would go up, and all it's done is gone down. Gold and silver, I don't even want to begin to look at those charts. But we're going to look at a few things here. There's one good news that we have to live with. Okay, and that's that the CME has a gap to the upside. Okay. It's going to go on a scam pump. I just feel like it has to. They left a very significant price gap there. Now, what's interesting is where that gap was is right above the previous insane gap that we had to go to, which was 77K. Right? So having that gap right above us on the next level, in the 80 to 90K, That tells us where the value of Bitcoin's for sure going to be at some point. There's liquidity there. There's orders there. And the question is when? When? Well, the weekly 200 is a good start for a freaking bottom. And the CME is close, guys. I just need to see the 60s. We need to wick and lose the 7 and go to 60s. Otherwise, if we hold on to the 70s, we're freaking cooked on the next time we go down there. Because it goes to show that this isn't the bottom. I'm looking for a bottom signal here. There ain't no freaking bottom signals here yet. We are now on an official low. Sorry, let me do it this way. Official low, right? Let me make these yellow so you see, or white so you see them better. We are now on an official macro low. We have now reversed trend. Again, this is weekly. This is now an official reversal of trend. That 21 under a 50 cross that I gave y'all last week was nasty. Obviously, it was delayed. Told you guys, right? So, like, let's focus on what's coming. What they usually do here is kind of what they did here. They'll avoid bouncing to these EMAs only to bring it up to then bring you down with even more bearish momentum from the 8 and the 21, right? Because the 8's right here. The 8's coming. Like, this is such a big gap that's going to start moving extremely fast. On the perps contracts, Solana has done some stuff as well. I'll show you guys, and like other charts are doing some other stuff on the weekly that give you some tells that that's coming for the CME as well because they're front running it. Weekly crossing is already happening in charts like Solana. Let me show you, right? Look at I'm going to show you guys how to look at something to understand it. Check this out. From the 200 to where we're at now, 26%. Solana is 26% underneath its 200. Let's go to 26% underneath the 200. Oh, fudge, 50K Bitcoin. Solana is trading at a valuation of 50K Bitcoin. See what I'm saying? Math is math. Nothing else matters. On the weekly, Ethereum, way below its 200. Bitcoin on its weekly, above its 200. You see what I'm saying? Danger. Incoming danger, guys, because of that 3-day chart that I told you guys about for Bitcoin. That was the indicator. Fudge, dude. It's so freaking crazy accurate. So now I need a wick to or right below the 200, followed by a massive liquidity inflow. Not we wicked to 72 and DGens couldn't wait but to buy and long. Look at this, the white rabbit rising. We are now on a higher white rabbit and a lower low. No divergence. None. Look at this. We're going to zoom in here. So close. Look at the white rabbit, the white DMI line, our white rabbit line right here. Dude, this white rabbit's about to go higher. Just freaking track it's 37%. This thing could go to 69%, 75%. And if that happens, it's going to the monthly juice. The 8's about to cross under the 21 and it's flying, closing this gap. We're $4,000 away. Remember that, 4,200 bucks. Be easy to remember that one. I don't know why. But there's no 200 for Bitcoin. So maybe what we need to do is let's go make a 100 happen. Right? Oh, ding 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 ding. Right? I'll see you at the bottom. That seems to be the tell. $37,000. That's your freaking absolute bottom. And if we don't wick to that 50, we don't on the monthly, we don't wick to the weekly 200. We're freaking cooked, guys. We're heading to the 100 EMA on the monthly. If you look at Bitcoin on a 100-day average, we are absolutely getting demolished. We are on 200 days of absolute pain. Nothing but absolute reversal of all the pumps. We're just getting freaking destroyed. So I wanted to show you guys the 3-day chart on well, first, we forgot to go to CoinMarketCap, 2.47 trillion. Look at the fear 14. It's disgusting, right? Like, my goodness. So let me share with you guys the 3-day chart here for for BD. And on the perps contract, the reason why I love this contract for this 3-day chart, guys, perps tells the market. It never front runs it. This 3-day, see, we're on the 3-day. Don't focus on the tabs. I have it in here because I'm on my PC. So what's cool here, right? On this 3-day chart, this 8 not crossing underneath the 200. It had crossed on futures. It had crossed on the CME. That's why I knew the dump was coming. It's like, whoa, this stopped it. But why? Because on this chart, most people that just look at this chart, they'll think this is bullish. Oh, they faded this cross. We're going to run it up, not take profits, and then just get absolutely demolished. Guys, the fun is just getting started. The 21's coming, and look at the 50. The 50 is about to point to 6 o'clock on a 3-day chart. Look at it. I'm not adjusting the camera to make it look worse. That stupid indicator is pointing to 5 o'clock. And that's not okay for bullish momentum. That means we're losing buyers by the second. And the second that there is no more buyers, market makers go to the next level down. And if you just start looking at this freaking chart, dudes, the 5-day doesn't have a 200. Let's see if the 2-week has anything juicy for us. It does not. It's not on here. But the weekly does not have a 200 on perps, right? But we know where it's at. It's in the 60s, 69K. But perps is front running. So if this 3-day cross action happen, I'm sorry, lagging behind. Sorry, that's what I should have said. But the perps contract is lagging behind. So where I feel it's going, look at the test of this wick. 31,000. There was some liquidity for perps contract down there. So they like wiped the order book just so they can go grab it. It was probably their order. And this person that aped all this, and again, this isn't a Novex chart. Like, it's just, we show the chart. This is all perps contracts across the world. And when you look at this, they buy all this liquidity and they use it to eject Ocido on all the pumps. That's how you could track it because there's no more action. But anyways, so the 3-day chart's looking nasty. And the 3-day chart is looking like if these crosses happen, which are the last crosses to happen because all the market, all these things are already happening, we're freaking in trouble. There's more to come, so be careful. I want to go to the 3-day chart, 3-day for Ethereum, and look at what I'm saying. The proof is in the more of the charts, right? The 50 is about to cross on the 200 for Ethereum. On the 3-day, nasty. Where's it going to go? To the weekly? Is there a 200? I'm sure there's a 200 on perps. There's not. Wow. I mean, look at this Ethereum chart. It looks like a freaking meme coin. Wow. Freaking nasty. Let's look at Solana's 3-day. Damn. What's up, guys? I know you guys are probably falling asleep. Look, Solana front running everything. Look, all the triple action already happened, and Solana is front running right to the weekly crossing at all that stuff I showed you guys on Trading View. But yeah, oh, I don't even want to look at gold. Okay, they pumped it. Yeah, look at this. Look at this big old gap. Yeah, this is gonna get fun. Interesting to see what they do with gold and silver. But anyways, guys, all I'm saying is, those are the things you want to look for. You want to start paying attention to what Bitcoin's gonna do on that 3-day chart. And like, dude, at this point, there's just no structure. You can try to find the bottom just by randomly going, but every time you look at charts, look, a new low, 1 hour, go to 4 hours, low, lower, lower, lower. Is this lowest? Pump it. They do pump it for every dump. So buy the fear, but just sell the greed. Oh, we grabbed the 8. Now we're going. What about the 200, the 50, the 21 pointing against you? Oh, yeah, about that. I'll DCA. Okay. Oh, this time for sure we're going to grab the 8. Nope. Anyways, you can trade with hopium or you can trade with accuracy when the market confirms. This chart right here, 3-day on Biddy, does not confirm anything. What I just showed you is all the rest of the market is front running this happening on Bitcoin. Bitcoin loses 1%, the market loses 5%, 10%. I just gave you a clear visual of how that looked like on the averages just by using some cute little colored painted EMAs. Straight talk, baby. Anybody else want to throw in some sentiment there, Andrew? Anything you would like to add? What's the fundamentals like? Who's coping right now? SocialFi got cooked. People just got wrecked. I mean, bro, we're doing great. We're still in the game. And the reality is because of understanding these things. So hope these things help you guys. Breaking news, you don't have to be cooked. All right. Nobody else? Well, Ghost, Andrew, y'all have a good one. This was your TA. Unless someone else has something else to add, I'm going to wrap this up. Guys, if you're in the chat with Novex, if you're in the Telegram already, then obviously good job. We stay vibing in there. Obviously, it's kind of hard to have good, great times during when, the times where people are just losing their asses off, right? So these are tough times for a lot, but it won't be tough times for those that join the TG with us. So get in there, Novex Fi, the same handle as our X, Novex Finance. Trade with us on Novex.finance. And guys, I have a PWA companion app that's coming up. You're going to want to start trading with us and start farming, start earning by becoming a successful trader. We have something cool in the works that's really going to promote just really, great habits in trading. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for swinging through the, the space. You could have been anywhere else, but vibing here with us, man, means the world to us. We stay cooking because you guys motivate us to keep showing up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. But anyways, guys, have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch y'all. We're gonna be playing some poker. If you're in the chats, look out for the Clutch tournament tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be hosting it on ACR. Sign up. Go find the link. It's on the chats that I'm in. I'm not in many chats, but if you're one of the homies want to play in this $20 buy-in tournament, come take my money. Let's fricking run it up, baby. But anyways, have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you on the next episode. We are just happy that Novex is in my pocket, baby.
top down. Sun going on the chrome, I'm locked in. Whole squad talking about the charts, we tapped in. Novex in my pocket, that's the high line. Turn a long week into a good sign. Used to clock in, clock out, same story. Scrolling on my phone, dreaming about a lane for me. Then I seen the candles, colors on the same screen. Game playing clean, feeling like a daydream. One tap, now I'm reading all the facts, that's grown talk. Money on a mission, I don't chase, I let it walk. Learn the levels, learn the risk, never rushing. Patience in the stash, now my future stay flushing. From the couch to the cloud, I was second guessing. Now I'm chart checking, every session is a lesson. Little win stack, that's compounding grace. Now I bring calm to a fast marketplace. Novex in my pocket, yeah, I move with ease. Smooth with the numbers like a west coast breeze. From the lows to the highs, I just ride that wave. Turn a plan to a profit, watch the mindset raise. Novex in my pocket, put the fear on mute. Lay back, hustle with a long view route. If you feel that shift when the doubt gets loud, let the screen light up, we gon' break that cloud. Sunrise check, I ain't stressing at the open. Got a watch list built, every symbol got a motor. Wrist set tight, I ain't tryna chase hype. Discipline, drip, drip, that's a different type of life. I remember over trading, hands sweating on the pad. Now I breathe first, let the noise run past. Journal on the desk, every move, every reason. Turn loss into wisdom, that's a champion season. Group chat buzzing, everybody on the same road. Share a little game, pay it forward as it grows. See my cousin just start, eyes wide, heart heavy. Told him small size, big plan, keep steady. We don't gamble, we don't prey on the spike. We just study, set a limit, live life we like. Still barbecue, still laugh, still chill. But the future in the background, slowly getting filled. Novex in my pocket, yeah, I move with ease. Smooth with the numbers like a west coast breeze. From the lows to the highs, I just ride that wave. Turn a plan to a profit, watch the mindset raise. Novex in my pocket, put the fear on mute. Lay back, hustle with a long view route. If you feel that shift when the doubt gets loud, let the screen light up, we gon' break that cloud. 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 More than green on the screen, it's a mind state. Mind state, mind state. We don't fold when the lines shake. We just zoom out, see the whole play. From the first small buy to the first withdrawal, that's proof you can build from a little bit of all. Yeah, that's yours now. On your lane, on your route, stand tall. Yeah. OG turf, where they told us take what you can. Now it's playing what you keep, let it work in your hand. Neighborhood kids see me scroll, asking what I'm watching. Just some candles and some patience, little bro, that's options. I ain't selling dreams, I'm just showing them the process. Tiny daily steps, same time, that's progress. It ain't overnight, but it's over time. And over doubt, over fear, over every old line. Now my mom more calm, bills paid on the first. I'm a toast to the charts that reverse that curse. Still the same me, white tee, same sneakers. But the balance say I leveled up the speaker. Look, if you lost, we can learn it together. Check the trend, check the news, check the look.